Welcome to the podcast Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook, where we will discuss the latest and most relevant business strategies to help you do one thing extremely well: sell more homes. We'll discuss everything from business planning to lead generation and conversion to past client customer service and everything in between. Join us for authentic conversations and nuts and bolts takeaways you can implement into your business today. And now, Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook.
Welcome back. It is another episode of Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook. As always, we've got our main man, Kelly Cook, here. Kelly, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Elizabeth, man. You know, you're on the podcast, which is always a delight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're ready to roll with that. You and I can rap a lot like we usually do, but today we have an awesome guest, right? That I'm really excited about, and I'll let you do the honors on that. But thank you for the intro to me. And I'm going to kick it back to you for that intro.
Absolutely. Well, today I will intro Mr. JP Wells. He is the CEO over at Phone Animal. So if you guys haven't heard of that before, it is a great company for ISAs. We're going to talk a little bit today about why somebody would want to hire an ISA, inside sales agent, to kind of take over some of the dreaded calling that, we've talked a lot about how you need to make cold calls, how you spend a lot of time on the phone as an agent, right? So, of course we need solutions to kind of alleviate that problem. And that's where JP comes in with his company, Phone Animal. They do a really great job of that. So let's kind of get into, maybe what problems you solve with your company and why, somebody should look into something like that as an agent.
Yeah. First, thanks for having me on, Elizabeth and Kelly. Super excited to be on here. But yeah, to address your question, like why would somebody want a inside sales agent? I think the biggest thing is you kind of think about like the pipeline roller coaster that agents get on. You know, they get 3 or 4 deals, and then all of a sudden they stop lead generating, stop following up, and then you close those out, and then where are your next deals? They're 3 months away. And so the biggest reason is to provide you some consistency and predictability. So that you're not on that roller coaster. You know where your next deal is coming from. And why would somebody want an ISA necessarily opposed to them doing it themselves? Kelly, I'm sure you have a lot going on. You probably don't have 3 to 4 hours to lead generate every day. You've got your team, you've got mentoring, you've got deals that you need to work on. And so lead generation, if you're not able to like consistently lead generate for new deals like 3+ hours a day, I'd say you need to start looking at somebody to specialize in that for you. Or if you don't have, like, if you're paying for all these inbound leads and you're not able to convert them because you're not following up whenever you told that prospect that you followed up, it's probably time to look at an inside sales agent. So those are a few reasons, but yeah, hopefully that answers it.
Yeah, no, this is good. This is good stuff. And as our audience knows, we kind of do some quick hitters and we dive right in to not bore everyone to death. But I think this information is really, really good that we compress in this amount of time we have. And JP, so thank you for being on again. And I'm going to do this from the standpoint of, if I was going to hire Phone Animal, right? Because by the way, as the audience kind of knows, right, we've done ISAs. We've had ISAs virtual. And we've had them in-house multiple different times. Currently, right now, we do not, but we're always going back and forth. It's kind of like this love-hate relationship, right? So if I was going to, look to hire an ISA, guys, I would recommend, I've heard such great things about Phone Animal. That's why JP's on this podcast today. And so if I'm going to recommend, or if you were thinking about hiring an ISA, please listen to what JP's going to tell you here, because I'm going to interview him as if I'm going to maybe hire him, and you guys can get some nuggets from that. So, JP, we understand the why now. You just went over that, right? The why of maybe why someone might want to do that. If you don't mind, like, what are some of the things that the ISAs for your company, what data do they call? I know inbound and outbound. And how many hours can they work a week, a day? Is that flexible? Things of that nature, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. So whenever Phone Animal got started by a guy named Tim Heil, and Tim built his business off of sellers, of listings, as I'm sure a lot of you have heard. And he made, I think, 8 hours worth of calls a day for 3 years. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. He's still sane to this day. So,
Yeah.
and so really where our focus is on the seller side. And so what are the best way to find sellers? Well, they're still through cold calling, through circle prospecting, just listed, just sold, expired, FSBOs. There's some other specialty data sources, most likely to sell, but really where 75% of our customers have us focused is on circle prospecting, just listed, just sold. And that's where we found really good results. We found, great results that I can, cover in a bit, but the reality is like circle prospecting still works. But you have to have somebody that's dedicated to it all day, every day, because it takes a certain amount of calls to reach a certain amount of contacts to reach a certain amount of nurtures. You get the sales funnel. So that is typically where we focus. And where do we get that data? We partner with a lot of great companies like Cole Information, which I'm sure you've heard of, and Ivy Data, which is in your area. Those are the two primary ones. There's other more expensive ones, but really those are the ones we are constantly going to. You asked a question about hours as well, Kelly. We give the way we work is we give you a full-time, fully trained, fully managed, and fully dedicated ISA. So they're going to work on your behalf 40 hours a week. And what we found that the reason why we do full-time is because we know the most likely times to pick up, but sometimes they're picking up in the morning, sometimes they're picking up in the afternoon. And we found that part-time doesn't lead to 50% of the results of a full-time, it leads to like 30%. So we give you a full-time and we build out that schedule with you. But typically it's, Monday through Friday, somewhere between 8 to 5, 9 to 6, 10 to 7 in that range.
Okay, interesting. So right now the full-time is it just suggested but offered, or that's what it is if you're going to hire a phone animal?
No, it is. That's what it is. Kelly, we used to offer part-time because frankly, I was looking for a quick buck and looking for more sales. But the customers who were canceling, they were part-time, and we found that the productivity just wasn't as good. So we no longer offer it because I don't want you to cancel. I want you to stay with me forever.
Makes sense. Okay. Now it's interesting because I know Tim and I know his story as well, obviously, right? And it's incredible what he did, if in fact he did that, as he says, right? Which he probably did. He's a hard worker,
that's what he says.
Yeah. So I believe it. And I was on that path. I don't know if I did as many calls he did in compressing that amount of time for starting off, but he did a ton. And so it works. Clearly it works because his business went like this, the hockey stick, right?
Right.
And and then he obviously started this company and he's off to other things as well. But if anyone's looking to I guess my question is would you recommend anybody, even if they're a solo agent, if they have a marketing budget set aside, and if they have, and we recommend 10%, right, your gross revenue, and that way you don't make an emotional decision, you make an informed decision, a business decision. And if they have that 10%, they have that set aside, and they want to start some marketing, and there's a lot of different things they can do. How would you? I know you're biased by a little bit here, JP, but how would you rank Phone Animal or the ISA service of outbound calling as part of the priority chain of that 10% they have to use?
Yeah. So obviously, Kelly, I don't know if you heard this, but I'm biased, so I'm going to rank us number one, and that kind of points back to the listing side, looking for seller lead generation. There's a lot of good options out there for buyer lead generation, for inbound lead generation, and I don't know, like, would you rather work with a seller or a buyer?
Seller.
A seller, exactly. And it comes back to, this is still the best type of lead generation to go get sellers that we have found. And so I'm going to rank us number one.
Yeah, well, I expect so, but that's good. And I agree. It's definitely up there.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to go through all the different things that are really quick, but it's got to be, it definitely is up there. So if they hire a phone animal, a lot of people don't want the management side of things, right? So I assume, I don't know, but I'm assuming, so I don't mean to put you on the spot here, that if they hire a phone animal, you guys do the management of the ISA and you just deliver results to the agent?
Yep, absolutely. Like the pain points of it is the management, the constant, checking in, cold calling is really hard. You've done it. It can be demotivating, getting told no all the time. And so let us worry about doing the fun, silly things that get, salespeople hyped up. And the beautiful part about our culture is that everybody does the same thing here. And so we're able to gamify it. There's a community that they can rely on. And so, we'll take care of the management. We take care of the training. However, we do give you that dedicated person. And so we do want you to have somewhat of a relationship with them. just because we're really good at scripting the training, but I don't know Scottsdale, Arizona like you do, Kelly. And so you might be able to help out a little bit there, as well as we want them anytime that one of their nurtures or appointments gets listed by you, we want them to celebrate with you because that just motivates them to go do some more. So absolutely, we take care of that.
Absolutely. Okay, that's huge. I know a lot of people don't want to do that. Well, in terms of an agreement, if they want to sign up a phone animal, I'm just kind of curious. Do you guys require 1 month, 6 months, 12 months?
Well, you just laid out our 3 different agreements. We've got a month-to-month option. We got a 6 month. I promise I'm not paying Kelly, everybody.
I had no idea.
And a 12 months. And frankly, like most of our customers are on a 6 months, but we have that month-to-month option because we realize it's an investment, and you might trust what I'm saying on this podcast, but you might not be ready to marry me yet and get into a 6 month or 12 month commitment. So we're willing to put our money where our mouth is and go prove it to you so that we do earn your business for the long term. Okay,
cool. And then I know you're the visionary CEO, but what's your best script? Give us your best script. Do you have that on hand by chance?
Oh man, our best scripts are circle prospecting scripts. I mean, that is absolutely the one we use the most. Frankly, I don't do it that much. I've got a partner, Andrew Cavazos, who's in charge of all of our product and customer success, but I could pull it up and roll it through it with you, we could send it. Yeah. So obviously with circle prospecting, it's just cold calling, randomly calling a house. And so it'd be, hi, Kelly.
Hello. Yeah. Who's this?
Hey, Kelly, this is JP, and I work with the local real estate team in the area today. How are you?
Oh, doing okay.
Good. Well, Kelly, the reason for my call today is because there's been some interest in your neighborhood, and I'm wondering if you've thought about making a move in the next year.
No, I don't think so. Not this time. We're good.
Okay. Yeah, no, certainly understand, Kelly. Well, would that be something you'd consider doing in a year or two from now?
Honestly, probably like 2 years plus, because our kids are they're in middle school. We might want to move to a different high school, but it'd be a couple of years at least.
Okay. Year or two. And you mentioned your kids are in school. Are they getting ready to go to college, or what's that got you thinking about a year or two time frame?
Well, we wanted, they're in like 6th grade, 5th grade.
Okay, sorry.
We want them to go to a different high school actually than what they're supposed to go to. So we might have to move for that, but and plus, you know what, at some point they're going to get bigger. All the rooms are on one side of the house. Man, that's annoying. So we got to get a bigger house.
Yeah, absolutely. As they get louder, you kind of want to separate. And frankly, you got teenagers. So at that point, you'll have teenagers. You probably don't want to be near them they're going to be private, all that kind of stuff.
That's right.
Yeah, certainly. Well, it sounds like, the schooling's not great in this area, or you might just want a different type of school. Have you thought about, what area you'd like to be in?
Yeah, I definitely want to be in 85255.
Got it. 85225. Certainly understand. Sure. And so, you mentioned the time frame's 2 years, but we're always on the look out at JP Real Estate here, and if we happen to come across that perfect property for you, and I know we haven't gotten to that exact dimensions, how many rooms, but would it be something that you'd consider looking at if we came across it?
Yeah. Yes, my wife's always online, looking, just because she gets bored and stuff. So sure, yeah. I mean,
and so just out of curiosity, what would that perfect home look like? It sounds like your wife's the decision maker, so maybe I shouldn't talk to you. Maybe I need to talk to her. But what would she say?
Yeah, she definitely is. But she would say whites, grays, that modern look. That's. I mean, it has to be single level, and I need a 3-car garage. So. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll definitely be on the lookout. And Kelly, I'm assuming since your house is not listed that you're currently not committed to another realtor at this point, are you?
Oh no, I haven't heard from the guys from his house for years. Okay,
great. We'll certainly understand. Well, and then I'll kind of go into the close. We can keep going with it, but you kind of get the gist of it, and frankly, I'm probably the worst one in the company at it. So it's only better with our ISAs and our product team. So, but yeah.
Good. Yeah, I just want to get the audience to get a feel for some of the questions you're doing. I can tell you're compressing time frame, trying to figure out time frame, right?
Yeah.
Just, and I think JP, here's the thing, guys. I'm a big fan of agents, because you're a professional, when you have a lead coming inbound, assuming you're not just absolutely slammed, being the one to follow up. And I believe that they should do that part of the job. However, there's other section of increasing your database, increasing your funnel, right? Putting people into your world. And that's where prospecting, cold calling, we like to say business development calls, because it makes it sound better.
I agree.
Yeah, comes into play, you know, and I think that's huge. Or, you know, maybe if you have a team out there, or you have an agent you really love and you want to support them, and they're really busy kicking, you know, tail for you, maybe as reward, you hire Phone Animal as an ISA for them, because they're so busy actually closing 4 or 5, 6 deals.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. Yeah. And part of the script too that I want to point out, so we define a qualified lead or a seller nurture, Kelly, as somebody who's got, you know, clear motivation. 2, the time frame is within 12 months. 3, there's a selling opportunity for our agent, so they're not committed to another agent. 4, they agree to a follow-up time. 5, we're confirming their contact information so that we're able to get their email. So if you have any outbound campaigns or using a company like Viral, you're able to get them on that drip campaign. So you can kind of see the script follows that. You know, I got your motivation. I got your time frame. I didn't do a good job of cutting it down, but like you said, you were willing to work with me if I found the perfect house. You know, you're not committed to another agent. So then now I'm worried about, how do I get you back on the call? How do I get you back on the call once I, you know, find that perfect house? So.
Okay, well, I think the last question for me is then, out of curiosity, if the person goes, they're nice, they're carrying a conversation with your ISA, but they don't have any motivation, right? They're just kind of like, nah, we're good. You know, then do you guys follow up with that person, or just no, nothing?
Yeah, so we consider that soft nurture. At that point, we keep that in our court, because as you know, motivators are key to somebody getting to move or someone wanting to move, and so we'll keep that in our court until they actually give us a legit motivation.
Got it. Okay.
And something outside of price too. Like, you know, I'll move right now if somebody offered me $1 million on my house that's not worth $1 million.
Right.
So you know, we always, and especially with like all these iBuyers, everyone wants to know what their price is or what their house is worth, and so we're trying to dive under there.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Elizabeth,
Which
do you
I
have
think,
any other questions?
No, I was just going to say, I think that, like you mentioned, you know, price being probably one of the biggest things that people are using right now to, you know, see what somebody will offer for your home and stuff, like especially right now because inventory is so low and prices are skyrocketing. So I think that that's important, that's something that isn't the only kind of hitch you have, because we will at some point kind of see that not be the main, that's not going to be in your face every time, because the market is eventually going to stabilize a little bit more, and just you can get, you know, $30,000 over what market value is for your house isn't going to always be there. So it's good to have that like other foundation that's not only built on that, which kind of like iBuyers or things like that, or instant offers are a little bit more toward that. So I just wanted to point that out real quick. But no, I think that those were all my questions. Kelly, you kind of drilled him, but I thought that was awesome. Yeah. And those are probably questions that you get as, you know, people are kind of inquiring about Phone Animal. So if there are any other questions that Kelly didn't ask or that you would like to know for yourself, JP, where can they go to find out some of that information?
Yeah, so a few places. You can go to phoneanimal.com, or you can reach out directly to me. My email address is jp.wells, WELLS, at phoneanimal.com, or feel free to give me a call. My number is 832-766-4245. And whether it's about Phone Animal or outsourcing your ISA department or in-house, you know, we're a firm believer that in-house can be a really good solution. You know, happy to be a resource, happy to provide, you know, any trainings or advice that I can give. So yeah, would love that.
Perfect.
Awesome.
And Kelly, if anybody has any questions for you about, I mean, you've had experience kind of all over the map on ISAs and things like that. Where can they reach out to you to hear your stories?
Yeah, it's great. JP's probably saying on his breath, well, that's because you haven't had Phone Animal yet. That's why you don't have the ISAs right now. But yeah, so yeah, guys, as always, my cell phone, 480-227-2028 or info@kellycookhomes.com. And we have a new document for our listeners if they want to know the the best steps, building blocks to build upon and steps in the process of building a real estate team. The best way to do it, go to kellycookhomes.com and go to our careers tab, then the Selling Real Estate podcast. And right there, guys, put your information in, boom, right away, we'll get you that white paper of the best ways to build a team if you're looking to scale your real estate business.
Yeah, which I'm sure you've heard a whole bunch of stuff from us on the podcast on that, but this way it's nice and laid out for you. So it's all on the paper. Perfect. Well, we will see you guys next week. JP, thank you so much again for coming on. Subscribe, smash that subscribe button, that like button, comment, let us know what else you'd like to hear, and we will see you guys next time. Bye, Kelly.
Awesome.
Bye, JP.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome to the podcast Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook, where we will discuss the latest and most relevant business strategies to help you do one thing extremely well: sell more homes. We'll discuss everything from business planning to lead generation and conversion to past client customer service and everything in between. Join us for authentic conversations and nuts and bolts takeaways you can implement into your business today. And now, Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook.